Eh? And even if you went and purchased another 200, why isn't it on the record? And if you bring in 200, why is it that them not disperse to the people like out who not disperse the other 700? People out there want it. And if you don't want to give individual persons the styling, you have schools out there where want it. School will have library. School will have library. School will have library. Internet police station out there you can't communicate. Eh? What is happening in the country? Where is the prime minister to say enough is enough every single day so? Eh? Every single day so then come out scandal after scandal after. Who is going to stand up? Jesus have mercy. Thank God for the PNP. We find the light. The People's National Party have found the light. Jamaica. I saw the light. I saw the light. The pouring darkness. No more. Inside alive. Oh, I saw the light. Pouring down. Now I'm so make a Labour Party. Eh? Can you imagine America send 700 starlink on give it free of cost? Eh? And Daryl Vaz using thieving entity and bringing 200 more. What was your reason for bringing in 200 more? On the ear say we shot a starling. On the ear say did you sell and floor shot? What was your reason for bringing in 200 extra more? All right, we understand. You get 700 free and maybe you disperse the 700. So you're bringing 200 more. All right, we understand. How you going to explain to the people, Daryl, say the 200 which part you use taxpayer money for buy, you rest them down in our storeroom 4 months later. So never will you bring them down. Then how you take with money, buy them as something and say I feel with that. Me not understand why I go on here so. And then the Jamaica Constabulary Force have to go in a problem, you know, because you know see so no collect stolen goods. Yeah, Kevin Blake, the commissioner have to go answer to the people of this country. He is a recipient of stolen goods. The Auditor General said there was no procurement done for bringing in these 200 Starlink. No proper procurement was done. So that means you want a Daryl friend bring in them a Starlink, yeah. And in game police friend for bodyguard them. It has been 4 months since their arrival Jamaica. And then up there in a warehouse and a female your money then use and bring them come here. What can go so? Eh? We now take that one here in Jamaica. The Prime Minister have to come out, come give an account. Why is it that his ministers are failing? Every single day, thief after thief after. When I know agriculture, health ministry, when I know health ministry, education, and now energy and telecommunication ministry. Eh? Jamaica. Now we need some answers to know what going on with Daryl Vaz. As a matter of fact, remember, say you still owe we 60 bus, you know. You tell the people them say by the ending of January, we have the rest of balance of bus for reach. We still not get the 60 bus where you say scheduled to arrive. You remember you take $1.8 billion bring in the rotten bus them. You only get X amount and you tell we by the ending of January, we are going to get the balance. Of February, we in and out. That what make you so lion, wicked and thief? Eh? No wonder Cole say you put off in me one shit before. Remember now we say it, you know, remember they say Douglas Vaz in a bed in a pampas and ease off the pampas and shit in a hand and near me. Daryl Vaz father. You know see them a destruction where I take the Vaz clan. Eh? Can you imagine Jamaica? Daryl Vaz father, Douglas Vaz, when the destruction and the wrongdoing were then doing at the country and people pitting. Only not you see that become a Daryl Vaz father in a bed in a pampas. He is where the pampas are shitting in one hand and near me. And then there's something that go happen to Daryl Vaz and a pure wickedness them do to the people of this country. Eh? Imagine United States see the dilemma where Jamaica in. I send 700 starlink kongiwi. And Daryl Vaz using scam tactics and couldn't satisfy with the 700. Remember, we not live nowhere, we not have no house, we not have no light. Where you go put the 700 and you still add a 200 more upon the 700. Alright. Alright, you add a 200 more. Then if we did add it for Daryl Vaz, the Auditor General reporter said they up a warehouse and a JCF station guard. I know where you order them from. I know where you order them for, you know. For your own personal benefits, so we want to know which one of your combo of them entity you use bring. And who get them your contract here? No, we want to ask the question this afternoon. Who get the contract to bring in these 200 extra Starlink? And must somebody for Daryl get the contract? Because the Auditor General report is telling us that there was no procurement guidelines in purchasing of these Starlink device. That means a backdoor deal. The labor right them say it was an emergency and they relax the procurement guidelines. Okay, but there are certain laws on the books and the laws say whenever the government relax procurement guidelines for whatever reason, natural disaster or emergency, it must be recorded no later than a month. It has been 4 months since the Hurricane Jamaica. And the Starlink them sit down in a warehouse and me a discover it in the Auditor General. So we are asked Daryl Vaz if you take up with taxpayer money if you purchase these Starlink and say them belong to we. Why is it that them still sit down in a warehouse? School, one internet, police station, one internet, fire station out they want to communicate with the world. And you sit down past so much Starlink and say we you order it for. No, Daryl have to go to prison. No, me thank God Almighty said the People's National Party see the light and we are hold them accountable. No, Jamaica people, we have to call them out this. People can look like so. The people them Jamaica people, not realize what they going in the country, you know. Not make me sit down good and tell you the story. Cause yeah, them have to tired of whip on the internet and me now start rub out the dirty labor right with them at topic here. Because if I when the People's National Party morning time, afternoon, night time, then sit down on the PNP. The table turn. We are going to sit down on the media and tell the people what the Labour Party have done with you and I tax dollars, starting with Daryl Vaz. Daryl, why you do it? Me just want to ask Daryl, why you do it? Why? Just why? Why make you do it? Eh? Why? 700 Jamaica, 700 Starlink. See it here? 700. Remember, I know we buy them, you know, the United States. Sister, we in a little predicament. We country mash up. We have family home and abroad. We want to get in touch with us. United States, listen And then see the dire need, and America send down 700 free of cost donated. See it here? Now tell no lie on the Jamaica Labour Party. Who no get the satellite sitting them free. Free. For give people in the country, give it to the school, them give it to the hospital, so that we can recover and bounce back. And you collect 700 starlink Daryl vase. And behind we back, you went and go purchase 200 more. All right. The more, the merrier. So 900 starlink in total, the Jamaica Labour Party bring in the country. Now Jamaica, the Auditor General audit the ministry them. And when he reach Energy and Telecommunication Ministry, remember she audit Health Ministry and a problem. She had the Agriculture Ministry, a problem. Now a Daryl Vaz, Telecommunication and Energy Minister. See the problem where we book up in here. Remember just 2 months ago that you know. Remember Daryl sit down in the ministry for how much years now in Jamaica. Then you don't know hear nothing yet. If this is just a tip, 2 months ago, can you imagine when she dig little deeper in the audit? Sit down good Jamaica cause this serious. 900 starlink Daryl Vaz bringing in the country. You get 700 free of cost. Nobody tell you take with tax dollar bring in no more, but you take with money and you go bring in 200 more. And I say it at the news. I see so Daryl Vaz bring in 200. But the Auditor General tell we say no procurement guidelines were followed. Make we read it, Jamaica. You sorry? You sorry you can't stop thief? Oh, listen here, Jamaica. The audit revealed that the procurement of the 200 Starlink devices was initiated by who? Ministerial instruction from Daryl Vaz, Minister of Energy, Transport and Telecommunication, rather than the Director General of the Office of the Disaster Preparedness. Okay. Remember, Andrew Holness come out and say, the hurricane relief efforts will be headed by Odpem, Office of Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management. So, ODPEM have their own boss, them have their own CEO and their own management team capable of handling the matter. Why is it that Daryl Vaz jumped from him ministry? We fee him, remember we no have no light, we can't see. And Daryl Vaz no see figure sort out the electricity and the telecommunication problem in the country. In left the ministry and come over Odpem. See it here? What the article say me a read, nobody not tell no lie upon them. The audit revealed the procurement of the 200 Starlink device was initiated by ministerial instruction. That mean Daryl Vaz take up himself and go over Odpem, go tell them to bring in 200 Starlink backdoor deal. That's why the procurement process wasn't followed, because Daryl knows a backdoor. Lord God Almighty, labor done. Well, and the people, make me read that part here. However, only the head of the entity in legally empowered to is, well, and make me read it good. Only the head Only the head of the entity is legally empowered to initiate procurement, and there is no provision under the Public Procurement Act that allows the minister to approve or initiate commitments, select suppliers or vendors, or give any directive to Odpem as to which supplier to pay the audit report. Jesus Christ of Nazareth, Daryl Vaz. Jamaica. Follow me now. The audit revealed that the procurement of the 200 Starlink device was initiated by who? A ministerial instruction. So Daryl Vaz using portfolio as minister because he runs a ministry in using powers to take up himself from Ministry of Transport Energy and go over Odpem, go bad them up over there and tell the boss over Odpem fi bring in. No wonder no procurement was done because them over Odpem now go take the fall for this. They're not going to take the fall and make Odpem look bad. You, Daryl, take up yourself and go over Odpem, go tell Odpem management team fi bring in these. Why you never use your ministry do it? Why you never use your ministry to do it? I know me, I thought the things, I read the article like everybody else. And this is what the Auditor General report is saying. The audit revealed that the procurement of the 200 Starlink device was initiated by ministerial instruction from Daryl Vaz, the Minister of Energy, Transport and Telecom, rather than by the Director General of the Office of Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management, Odpem. You see, Jamaica? The Auditor General is saying two different entities, Odpem and Daryl Vaz Ministry of Energy. The Auditor General is saying that whoever run Odpem, the director, the CEO, the management team, they are the ones that should order these Starlink on their own. Daryl Vaz should never left his ministry. Remember the country in a shambles. Daryl, the Minister of Energy, when he come on to JPS and Light and Power, a fee ministry, Daryl left what he is responsible to do and come over. Me telling you, say, liar will, thief and liar will always. Thief and liar will always find a way to beat the system. Remember, Jamaica had so much heat upon Daryl. And Daryl know. Saying can't take no more heat. Daryl take up himself and go in our next ministry. Go turn it upside down just for thief. Can you imagine, Jamaica people? This is what the audit is saying, The audit is saying that Daryl Vaz go over Odpem, go tell them fi order 200 Starlink satellite. And then you wonder, why is it that there wasn't any procurement guidelines? Odpem now go take the fall. Odpem is going to speak the truth and make the Auditor General know, say, listen, I was given the instruction by the Minister of Transport and Energy, Daryl Vaz, to bring in 200 Starlink. When they arrived, we hand them over to the minister. The Auditor General is telling us, yes, see it here, that only the head of the entity is legally empowered to initiate procurement. I wonder if you don't hear that. Only the head of the entity. Who is the head of the entity Odpem? Jamaica people, we are good on Unite this afternoon. We can wrap up class 2 o'clock this evening. That not too bad. No! Listen to what the Auditor General is saying. The Auditor General is telling the people of Jamaica that only the head of the entity is legally empowered to initiate procurement. So that means Daryl Vaz had no dealing to go over another entity to do no procurement. Wonder if you know see the corruption, Jamaica. This is what the Auditor General is enlightening us and let us know that only The head of the entity is legally empowered to initiate procurement, and there is no provision under the Public Procurement Act that allows the minister. So Daryl Vaz know that what he was doing was wrong. He knows. Daryl is aware of the Public Procurement Act. And the Auditor General is reminding Daryl that there is no provision under the Public Procurement Act that allow the minister to approve or initiate commitment to select suppliers or vendors. So who is it that Daryl Vaz use to give instruction and tell Odpem to bring in these Starlink devices? This is a criminal act and he has broken the law, and I think Mocha need to investigate and charge Daryl Vaz for breaches of the Public Procurement Act. Yes, Jamaica, we are going to this out. It continued, Jamaica. The Auditor General report is saying that the Auditor General Department noted that the said Starlink devices were delivered to where? The office of the Police Commissioner, Dr. Kevin Blake, on November 14 of last year. However, the audit found that Odpem began preparing the required documentation and internal emergency procurement requisition form on November 19, 5 days after delivery. Jesus Christ of Nazareth, labor done. Where are the people? Where are they? You, my people. 5 minutes to the hour of 2 p.m. I am just reliably informed, thank you Jamaica in Focus, that the head of the entity for Odpem is none other than Mr. Alvin Gale. You are the director. Mr. Alvin Gale, you and I know, right, how the business of the day must be done. Why is it that you, as a director who is running Odpem, take directives from that of Daryl Vaz? Daryl Vaz no run Odpem. The Auditor General report is saying that only the head of an entity is legally empowered to initiate procurement. So why is it that Daryl Vaz come over your entity and I tell you to procure Starlink devices? Eh? But you see, Jamaica, Daryl Vaz wanted to cause Mr. Alvin Gale to lose his job. Alvin can't lose his job a morning, you know. Yeah, look into it. You know, she said, Daryl Vaz set up Alvin Gale to lose him job. According to the law, Alvin is the only one that can do procurement for his entity. Why Daryl Vaz left his ministry and come over Odpem and I tell him to bring in 200 Starlink. Eh? But this is where it gets interesting, Jamaica. The Auditor General report. See what the reporter say, you know, Jamaica, that there is no provision under the Public Procurement Act that allow the minister to approve or initiate commitment, select suppliers or vendors, or give any director, listen that part, or to give any directive. But the man, Mr. Gale, the director of the Odpem, say he acted under the directive of who? Daryl Vaz. Eh? That is what the Auditor General report is reporting, you know. The Auditor General report is saying that under the law, nobody should give any directive to Odpem other than the director who is running Odpem. So Daryl Vaz left his ministry to come over at Odpem to give directives. If I, like some of you who study law, that is a breach of the Public Procurement Act. That is a criminal act, Jamaica. Allow me to tell. See, the Auditor General report is saying that there is no provision under the Public Procurement Act that allows the minister to approve or initiate those commitments. But yet still Mr. Gale told the Auditor General when questioned that he received directive from Daryl Vaz to order these Starlink. But see, the law states that no minister must initiate or give any directive to Odpem. So Daryl Vaz broke the law. Daryl Vaz must be charged by MOCA. Daryl Vaz must be charged for breaches of the Public Procurement Act. And to make matters worse, Jamaica, the Auditor General noted that the Starlink devices, when they reached Jamaica, they were delivered to who? The Police Commissioner, Dr. Kevin Blake. So equally, Kevin Blake is liable for receiving stolen property. If Daryl Vaz break the law, the Public Procurement Act, and should be charged, and the Commissioner of Police is the recipient for these goods, equally, the Commissioner is liable. Eh? Well on there see me head boy. Well on there make a add up me head boy. Well on. Go land the people, make a add up me head, boy.
You know, say you're missing the point. You're missing the point, teacher.
Tell me.
For years, from Dr. Barbara Carberry days to Ronald Jackson to Major Richard Reese, the Odpem has always been constituted to deal with emergency matters and to stay clear of politics. After Melissa, what took place? For the first time in over 50 years, Odpem has placed into any political ministry. It has always been a standalone entity. Who placed it into the hands of the Prime Minister? Andrew Holness himself. And why him do? Richard Thompson have been there for years for the great Dr. Barbara Carberry, Ronald Jackson, and all of those. And the respect that Odpem had over the years. What happened? They go across the world and demonstrate emergency management in terms of relief. Calvin Gale is the Prime Minister friend. What he did, he placed Richard Thompson in an article in the office of the Prime Minister. So it is carefully orchestrated. They know what they are doing. From Michael Manley days come right up. The norm and the rule has always been Odpem must be politically free from interference. And this is the first time in history. And anytime you want the corruption take place and you hear it in the office of the Prime Minister. This is not new. They know what they are doing, along with the corrupt labor rights activist commissioner of police, Dr. Blake. The court vindicated Superintendent SSP Cameron and said you are legally right to serve as police union boss. And what him do? Cook up. Say the man a thief Jews. I've known Mr. Cameron for years. We have worked with him. What is $500,000? And you disarm the man. And police, we have much in pound of coke, get station bail. And dues is internal. Which means to say the police them throw the union dues and as boss, which is Superintendent Cameron. You cook up some thief juice and yet still the owner sergeant too much in pound of coke and gun and shot everything in yard. And what happened? He not even got caught. He get station bail. Because Mr. Walker said him alone now go down and them try their best to keep him quiet. So it is carefully orchestrated by the Prime Minister and Daryl and the whole of them. They know what they have been doing. Odpem is not helping him anymore. Odpem fall in the office of the Prime Minister. So that's why they took Ronald Jackson and put him in the naughty corner. Anyway, continue. Me go and listen, but me only put you in the light. So this is not mere coincidence. This was carefully orchestrated. For the first time in 50 years, from Michael Manley to Portia to PJ, Odpem was always stay clear of political interference. Never in any ministry or any ministerial portfolio. Take me down.
What you say name? Ronald Jackson?
Ronald Jackson, the acting no. Ronald Jackson, move up. Ronald Jackson from Dr. Carberry, then him take over. Richard Thompson, the acting head of Odpem. Him put him in the office of the Prime Minister right now, sitting down, not doing anything. And Mr. Gale don't know nothing about disaster relief and emergency management. He's a political appointee and an activist in a clean clothes for the Jamaica Labour Party.
Got it. Got it. So I did Gale
administration. Richard Thompson would have never approved it. Never.
True.
So that's why I take him out of the post and put him in the corner in the Prime Minister office and tell himself to go and lick stamp. Mr. Gale don't know nothing about emergency management or disaster relief.
No,
He's just an operative for the Prime Minister.
No, I get it. No, I get it, bro. No, I get it. No, I get it. Now I get the full understanding. He was placed
The real
there.
acting director, Daryl General, they move him and shove him down one corner for go and lick stamp. You know what I mean by lick stamp? You don't have nothing to do. So then give some look up distance. So go and see what this sort out them paper there. And that they call lick stamp. Mr.
Yes.
Gale know nothing about disaster. So anybody can go around him and give him this as a sign and him just a rubber stamping and just go ahead and assign. Him don't know nothing. They couldn't have approached Richard Thompson for that. He would have totally objected to it.
Got it.
So they know what they're doing, and it started from the Prime Minister. So this is the first time after Melissa, the Odpem has placed into political hands. It has never happened before. It has always been a standalone entity. Independent, free of political interference. All right, teacher.
Got it. Thank you for opening our eyes to that. For real. My God. Let me see. Extreme Beauty want come up and say something. Quickly, my dear. Extreme want go on.
Good afternoon, teacher. I have been so locked into class from this morning.
Yes,
But I
man.
also have this to say before I allow the class to continue. When Odpem was assigned under the OPM, when was it removed? And after the election, during the hurricane, wasn't that when we know that Odpem would be reassigned to the OPM? When did Odpem leave the OPM?
True.
And also, regarding that issue that Ed Boy came up with a while ago, why isn't there any evidence for the DPP to also recommend that charges be laid against that said commissioner? It is also alleged that it is a operation that he was on while he was found with all of those items. If it is that you were on an operation, why were you arrested and charged? Why would you be charged?
My
To the
God.
point where you gotten bail. Jamaica, we in a trouble. Continue
More
your
than
class,
trouble.
teacher. Continue
Thank you,
your class.
Thank you, Extreme, for that highlight. My God, Jamaica. Can you imagine? Eh? What an exposure this afternoon. What an exposure. Dr. Cole, yes.
Another question with the starlink that somebody within the
Uncle Cole, your signal kind of weak. You're in and out.
you hear me better now? Another
Yeah.
question that I would like to ask.
Yes, we're hearing you
By
better now.
any chance, just asking a question, by any chance, Dr. Dunn's son, do you are the one that have the Starlink contract? Just asking a question.
When you said
Just a question.
whether or not the son of former MP, Dr. Dunn, his son is the holder of a contract to bring in Starlink, that's the question?
That's the question.
My God, the
That's
class
the
nice this
question.
afternoon. The class nice this afternoon. Thank you for your question. The questions were made to be asked, and we have to ask them on this platform. Thank you, Dr. Cole. Big up yourself. Jamaica, as we bring the program to a close for this afternoon, I want to say thanks to the People's National Party for unearthing the truth that set the media houses this afternoon on fire. I hear that every media entity is being made aware of the Procurement Act that was breached. And the question I want to ask, if based on the law, it states that it is a breach of the Public Procurement Act to allow a minister to give directive to another entity, that is deemed a breach of the Public Procurement Act. When you act an offense, so it is safe to say that the member for West Portland, Daryl Vaz, have breached the Public Procurement Act. And the Auditor General report states that after these Starlink arrived on the island, the commissioner for police, the police commissioner, is the one that received these properties. Have a reason why they didn't go through the proper channels, you know. And why is it that the police commissioner was the one caught covering these Starlink? Why you think so many police officers are being caught? This is coming from the head of the police, you know. The commissioner of police. And I mean, citing a seat here, the Auditor General report said that the Auditor General noted that the Starlink devices were discovered. They were delivered to the Office of Police Commissioner Dr. Kevin Blake on the 14th of November. Theme office collect the Starlink. However, the audit found that Odpem began preparing the required documentation and internal emergency procurement requisition form on November 19. November 19, you know. And the Starlink arrived from the 14 in a Jamaica. Jesus Christ, Jamaica prison work this. Good afternoon, Peanut and Guava. Look on it, see it here. The Starlink arrived in Jamaica on the 14th of November. It looked like the commissioner of police was keeping them because he knows that the way they enter the island, they have breached the procurement process, and so the police commissioner was standing guard. Hence the reason why 1 week later, Odpem just assigned up procurement requisition form. See, they are November 19. The procurement requisition form should have been done before the Starlink arrived. Could it be the reason why the police commissioner was holding on to these Starlink? Because he knows that they entered the island illegally and due process wasn't followed? Well, if so, then equally the commissioner of police, likewise Daryl Vaz, have breached the Public Procurement Act and so is deemed liable for prosecution. What a class this afternoon. I want to thank the People's National Party and all who keep my company for this afternoon. It's way past my lunchtime. I need to go eat something. But class was good today and I will be back later. And I hope the other bloggers continue on this trajectory for the afternoon and even up until the weekend. This is a national embarrassment, not only on the government, but the people of Jamaica. I will continue to highlight the issues as I look to you for your continued support. The word is love, Jamaica. See you guys tomorrow. Same time, same place. Have a wonderful afternoon. The word is love, Jamaica. Take care. See you then.